So who, working? All right, so who's ready for the CWF workshop? Now, before we get to who here has not heard of Cosplay Wrestling Federation at all? Are those earnest hand raises, or are you just being ironic? I just need to know. My first time. Okay, all right, give it up for the first timer. So for those who raise your hands, a little brief history about ourselves. We are Cosplay Wrestling Federation. We are a series of panels that travel up and down California and to Maryland, performing our show that has 0 physical contact. Yeah. I know. 0. 5%? Well, 5%. We are a wrestling show without wrestling. And if that sounds weird, you haven't seen the Matt Landis video, which is Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. Our production values kayfabe, it values character work, it values improv thinking, and it just values a lot of fun. So if you're here, I assume either A, you are looking to get into the Cosplay Wrestling Federation and want to know some tips so you don't pull a Shockmaster. Yeah, there's Titus O'Neil. Yeah, for those of you who don't follow wrestling on the regular, I apologize. I apologize. Or 2, you're interested in just general character acting, which, if you look at it, the world, the performances that I think are very similar to one another are pro wrestling, cosplay, and drag. I think they're all very, very similar in terms of using, without the aid of words, using your own body and face to physically tell a story, a scenario, or convey a mood. And even if you're not going to do the CWF, I hope at least some of this stuff will help you in your cosplay or acting or performance endeavors in terms of posing, character work, or facial expressions. With that said, let's go ahead and introduce some of our wonderful people here. Let's go ahead and start from the right.
All right. So,
don't tap the mic.
all right, guys. My name's Jaime. I usually play Mr. Satan, so you know. Yeah, the trim's here. Yeah, John Mike here. Hell, Satan. Yeah. So my experiences with the CWF, I was a newbie not too long ago. I want to say 4 years ago, Reggie?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. And I was very scared at my first performance. I had no prior experience doing something like this. I do have a fear of talking to big crowds, so that played a big part. And honestly, these guys are like a big family. You know, they take you in, they talk to you, they coach you through it. You know, they bring the best out of you, and that shows in your performance. And it's really digging deep, looking at what your character is, looking at what you can do, and just putting on the best show that you can. You know, sometimes you go into a blind, just like, I'm going in and I'm just doing it, you know? And sometimes you can be a little bit more methodical and be like, no, I'm gonna break this down, I'm gonna analyze this, I got this, you know, I'm gonna just do the best that I can. And in my experience, after, you know, doing it a few times, it just kind of gets easier, you know? But you never lose that initial spark. You're always inspired by everybody who's a new face to it, and now you can be the coach to them. You can let them know what's up, you know, give them pointers, give them tips. It's a wonderful experience and a wonderful family to be part of, you know? And yeah, it touches me in here.
Thanks, Jaime.
Hi, I'm Robert. I've played 5 separate characters. You all might know me as the Freaky Fish Guy! And Blanca! And one guy! Yeah! Last year as Negan.
Yeah!
Freaky Fish Guy. And for those of you who were at Fanime, Coach Connors. I've been here for, I think my 5th year anniversary was at Fanime, so I've been here a while. It's been an amazing journey and an amazing learning experience for me, and I'm very grateful for these guys. It's like Jaime said, it's like a great big family, and I want to come back, do better, and I want to see new faces there too. So I'm hoping to see some of you there in the near future.
I know I started talking, but I haven't properly introduced myself. My name is Gerardo Paz. Everyone calls me G. I play one of the most pathetic characters in the Cosplay Wrestling Federation, and that is Mr. Hiki. I am the universe's punching bag. I also play Maddie Sheeta whenever we do our blackout shows, and people hate my guts because it's effing Matt from Digimon, who has the background and story of a professional wrestler heel. He teams up with his best friend, marries his best friend's girl, and then suffers no consequences. Behind the scenes, I am one of the co-founders. Kevin Wong is my partner in crime. The two of us run the logistics of CWF. I also help coach the talents, scout out conventions, drop money on expensive equipment, and sweat bullets when I look at the bill. But I have a lot of positions. And I want to introduce you to the man with the camera over there. That is my good friend, Big Wes.
Yeah.
Wes is fine. All right. Well, your heart is biggest for your heart. He played our very first champion at World Cosplay Wrestling at ALA, and he has been a foundation in the organization and performance aspect. So I just wanted to just give a shout out to Wes, who's not even on the camera.
What up, y'all? My name is Kevin Decree Wong. I play Lashada Decree.
You gotta say it.
It's early. I knew Gerardo from college from such a long time ago, and we came up with, it's always, CWF has kind of always been, well, the concept has always been kind of a inside joke to us until we, started taking it seriously at Chinese buffet. That Chinese buffet restaurant is closed now because of health inspection reasons. I don't really have a lot of speaking experience. All my experience is through dance. I'm actually a national Pump It Up freestyle champion.
Yeah.
And CWF has really changed who I am. It taught me how to be more extreme. I was able to. I studied dance in college, but I kind of just dropped myself out because I couldn't really express through the only places they were trying to accept through just classical ballet, classical jazz, and I didn't feel it as accepted. But through these formats like CWF and like Dance Dance Revolution and all these other stages, I'm able to really throw myself out there and do what I can do. So CWF has done a lot for me throughout all these 5 years that we've been here. And yeah. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. It always sounds like CWF changed my life, blah, blah, blah. It almost sounds like we're talking about a cult or something. Come join us.
CWF changed my life, and it can change yours for the low, low buy-in price of... How much a shirt? $20?
You guys heard since I come to AX, so...
Yeah.
Hey!
Alright, so my name is Daniel, and I've played 3 characters in the past. I've played Yami Yugi. Last year I was a Jotaro Kujo. And most recently at Sac Anime I was the Mighty Skeletor. But I've been with CWF probably since 2015. this panel is like kind of like everywhere they go, kind of like determines what like, man, I want to go to that anime convention. Like ever since I saw them at the very first ALA show, I'm like, I want to be a part of that. I've watched wrestling for like the last 15 years on television. Like I'm like totally into that. Like that's one of my geek out things. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, so I could be a cosplayer, not get punched in the face, and do the cool promos. I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. And you can win a belt. I thought that was like amazing.
Yeah,
look at that. Look at this. So CWF is extremely like, you guys not notice it, but we have like Discord chats. We have like coaching, basically like G helps everyone out. So if you guys are thinking about joining, that's, well, here we're gonna learn something. I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm just gonna be like, that's it. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
All right. So, I am Reagan Farnsworth. I have performed 3 characters, although one of them is sort of secretive. I was Joker at the exclusive show at MagFest, of which no record exists, I think.
No record. It's like the security footage got wiped by some sort of thief.
Listen, what Oracle does on her own time isn't my business. I also do Hoin Kyoma, Dr. Pepper, as most people call him. And of course, more recently, everyone's favorite face heel turn, Star-Lord.
All your fault. All your fault. All your fault. All your fault. All your fault.
Damn right it is. And I do it again. It's like a kiss go whip of God. All right. So I love CWF just because I'm just a crazy person. I have a published story, so I get really into the idea.
Published?
Yeah.
Why did I know this? I need to know this, dude.
Well, I have a published story. So I'm into it for the same reason that some people are really into wrestling without caring about the matches. Is I'm in it for story and like character development and progress. Kyoma's debut was saying that the future of the Cosplay Wrestling Federation depended on his victory at that match, and he lost, so watch your backs. But yeah, I just love being in character. I put the play in cosplay all the time. I always emphasize doing like I have calling cards as Joker, because it's more fun to not just look like the character, but do character things. And this is the best chance to do character things. So if you want to cosplay a character, but you don't you don't want to just have pictures taken of you, but you want to be that character, CWF is an awesome chance to do that. Because I got to be so cool when I was Joker. And I got to be a huge jerk as Star-Lord, and I got to be a crazy person as Kyoma.
And partly diabetic with all the Dr. Pepper you drink.
Oh no, there were medical problems were had. It's bad. I spent a long time in that bathroom. But it's worth it, because it's great. I got to hand out Dr. Pepper to the crowd. Nice. Good time. So yeah, if you love being in character, CWF is great for that. You have your own mic.
And now, our champion.
It's a bad time to mention that I'm also published.
Y'all have a bunch of talents that we could be exploiting. CWF, the erotic paperback novel.
Yaoi/Fix.
My name is Eli Butel, and I have played 2 characters. I have played Her Majesty Princess Leia, and more recently, Fräulein Francisco von Kama. My story is a little bit different because I actually joined CWF on a dare. And it was probably the most hilarious dare in the world. I told myself that for Fanime last year, I either had to make a puppet of the seagull from Finding Nemo or go as Slave Leia. And my friend upped the dare and said, well, if you don't make that puppet, you also have to join CWF as Slave Leia. That puppet is still not made. But it turned out to work out fantastic because this community is amazing.
And stupid.
Well, they're hilarious. My secret is that in the back, I'm just cracking up because every single person here is one of the funniest people on earth. And they're amazing, and we just help each other out so much, and I'm so glad that I did not make that puppet.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start broad in terms of topics and chapters. Anybody else who wants to add in comments when I'm rambling, please do so. If anybody's got any questions, go ahead and raise your hand. This is a small room. We can see everyone. I got 2 effing hours, so I can answer questions. A little bit about my background. I graduated San Francisco State with a BS in theater arts, so I'm really good at BSing stuff. And I've been performing on stage and in voice acting for quite some time. More recently, I was part of teaching. Does anyone ever heard of the forensics public speaking? Okay, cool. Don't blame yourselves, just blame me. Forensics public speaking is competitive speech and debate, and I've helped train at least 5 national champions and 7 state champions in performance. And a lot of these things that I learned in acting and in teaching acting applies very, very well in both cosplay and professional wrestling. So the first thing I'm going to say is, how many of y'all cosplayed before? I'm just gonna, you in the back with the baby blue shirt, who have you cosplayed before?
I did Sasuke when I was like 15.
Anything recent?
And recently I did, she was Diego Brando and I was the world.
Is that, you're like, that is awesome. Any other hands? Any other hands? Okay, you over there.
Jacket from Hotline Miami.
Which mask?
I have the monkey mask and the tiger mask and the horse mask.
Nice, nice. Now, for those of you who have cosplayed, I want to ask, how many of you have cosplayed, you feel great, you get a bunch of photos, you're waiting at your phone, waiting for those notifications, like, I can't wait to see these, you look at them and then you hate them. Yeah, I see it. No, go ahead, put your hands up. Yeah, that's all of us. That's all of us. Now, for those of you who don't like how you see yourself in these photos, is part of it because you don't look like how you think you look like? Yeah, like, in terms of, all right, I'm gonna do this really badass low stance, and you have my mouth open, and then you just look like you're yawning with a beer gun. Like, you look like, in your head, you're like going like this, but in the photo, you're like, or you see your photo and you don't see the character, you just see yourself in a different clothes, a different wig. How do you feel like that? Yeah, it's normal. And I think one of the reasons why is, I'm gonna go back to a little acting theory. There is a great old Russian acting coach, I keep forgetting his first name, but he did something called the Chekhov method. And the Chekhov method of acting is you put on the costume of the character to become the character. So the way we as cosplayers experience this on a near daily basis is, how many of y'all, you put on your makeup, you put on your wig, you put on your clothes, and then you're about to walk out your door and you see your reflection and go, damn, I forgot that was me. And then you start doing the, like, how many of y'all do that? You're right, that is the Chekhov method, where you no longer are you're your character, because you wore the character's clothes. But one avenue that cosplayers neglect is their own body. I had a voice acting coach by the name of Lane Clark. She's one of the best coaches I've met in my life. And she says that as a voice actor, we need to put on not only the clothes of the character, but we have to use our body as well. Because the more you stand and move like you, the more your brain is going to sound and move like you. If you stand, move, and carry tension differently, your brain will naturally move over to that. It's not about, when you be nervous, it's not, I'm gonna think about nervous, It's about putting on the body position of that. Now, a lot of you are going, what the hell am I gonna do? Okay, I want you, everybody, we're gonna do a group exercise, okay? First off, listen up. I want you to think, now, put in your brain, a time that you were really nervous. Like you're gonna wet the bed, or you're gonna have a big meeting. What?
Test is coming up.
Yeah, test is coming up. I want you to take some time and relocate that memory, all right? Drop that feeling mentally. Everybody got it? Yeah. All right, and now I want everybody on the count of 3 to just say, I'm really nervous, okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm really nervous. Okay, that's pretty good. That was good. I could tell you're nervous, but I don't think you felt nervous. You thought about it, but you didn't. How many of you, did you feel it in here, or did you feel it here?
More up.
All right, so let's try something else. This is why we're gonna loosen up. Take both your fists. Ball them up really tight. Don't let go. Take your shoulders. Hike them really close to your neck. Now squeeze your chest. All right, squeeze your chest. Keep that tension. Crunch your abs. You have to curl your toes into the floor. Now get to that place. Get it. Think it. Go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Did you see that? All right, relax. How did that feel? Yeah, I'm pointing at you. What? How did that feel?
It felt like I was there.
You felt you were there. How about you, sir, with the orange hat?
Felt like, yeah, my first day at the police academy.
Yeah, you felt it. Did you have to think about it?
Oh,
No, you didn't really have to. Did you? I also heard of some people, they said it different. They go, I'm really, like the words couldn't come out. Or someone stuttered. Did anyone find themselves stuttering or pausing? Yeah. Right? Because people think that, people get into this trap there where they practice, when they say rehearsed dialogue, even when, I'm angry, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm really mad! But no one really says perfectly phrased, perfectly enunciated. When people are nervous, what do? They stutter, they repeat, they get lost, and we lose that because we're thinking about how to be perfect, or we're thinking about what it should be. In wrestling, little flubs like that, little pauses, little stutters, that's what adds honesty to the performance. It's not about what you say, it's about being believed. Like Macho Man Randy Savage cut a promo about coffee cream.
Yeah.
It is the dumbest promo. I'm the cream. And you see Mean Gene Oakley, what the hell is going on? We're going, what the hell is going on? I don't know what he means, but I believe it. Or another great example.
Oh yes, that was Slim Jim.
One of my favorite lines is the great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He's this big, who here doesn't know who Dusty Rhodes is?
Oh.
No, go ahead, be honest. It's okay.
Oh, no, I got you.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes was a very big, portly professional wrestler. He had like a blonde, like a platinum blonde, curly mullet, and he talked like this. And his lines was, my belly might be a little big too big, but I'm a bad man. If you looked at Dusty Rhodes and you saw that ain't no bad man. That looks like some freaking Miami Santa Claus. But the way he said it, even with his like speech impediment, you believed it because it came from a place of honesty. And this is where, for you cosplayers that are posing, this is why your photos and your poses don't look good. Is because you're doing poses that you think it looks good, as opposed to putting yourself mentally in the spot. I mean, if you guys want to jump in, please say anything. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know it's not like I'm giving you permission to speak. It's like, please, I don't want to ramble for 2 hours.
I am definitely not giving
So for me, Young Yugi has never fought a fight in his entire life. But he's just so charismatic in like everything that he does. I feel like he's got to be like the best at what he does, and he's just always got to be one step ahead. And I'm thinking, how do I translate that to like pro wrestling? So I actually took a lot of inspiration from like Mr. Kennedy, like the old guy from WWE. Basically, he would just get on a mic and just almost just like yell his name as fast as possible, and basically exude that charisma and enthusiasm. It's basically, even though you could technically just go as I am Yukimoto, I'm here for my friends, and we're here to wrestle instead of playing a children's card game. We're like,
I am Yamayuki, and I am here to win that CWF belt tonight.
Thank you. Yay! So this is the first lesson. Physicality drives emotion. If you want to be a big, confident person, you want to stick out your chest, roll your shoulders back. Nervous characters tend to scrunch in and be a really tiny frame. If you want someone regal, stick your nose up and hold this face. Because right now, look at me, I'm not even trying to just talk. I'm not even acting. You can hear the words, I'm being me. But all of a sudden, you just want to hit me in the face, right? I'm not doing anything extra than this. Or if you want to be like standard douchebag, take your jaw, hang it open, don't even close it, man. See, I'm not even trying to do this, and now you think, look at this Matthew McConaughey mofo. All right. Anybody got any pizza, bro? And you see, even though I haven't changed my look, I haven't put on a different wig, this and this are two completely different characters that you would not have any difficulty telling the difference of, right? Yeah. It starts with the face, it starts with the body, and it starts with the gestures. All right? So what did you notice about Daniel's gestures when he was Mr. Kennedy?
When he puts up his arm.
Yeah, how would you describe him? Not don't tell me what exactly did describe him.
Like how The Rock would do it before he yells out.
Okay.
You know what The Rock is doing.
All right, for someone who doesn't know The Rock, how would you describe it? What are they? Okay, that's right there. Lesson 2. You see that? Did you see this? What does that usually signify when someone does that?
I don't know.
They're thinking. Rule 2, don't think. Hey, Restless, how many times have I told you not to think?
Several times.
how many times have I done this?
Don't think. Now everyone's going, what? How can I not think? I need to have a game plan. I need to think my way through. No, you don't. No, you don't. And in performance, and especially in improv, they teach you that your instincts and your heart are correct 95% of the time, or at least on its way to being correct. And this sabotages you. This sabotages you in life, and that's okay. The reason why is in life, whenever we're in a bad situation, right? How do you go, okay, you know what, it's bad, I'm just gonna go ahead and retreat in my brain, I'm gonna think of a plan and go. Who does that, right? That's life. But we can't do that in performance because this gets in the way. Instead of going, I'm gonna think of the best way out, most of the time it's, no, that's bad, no, that's bad, no, that's bad, no, that's bad. And then what happens? You don't do anything.
I'm very much guilty of that on my very first show. If you want me to share that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so my very first show was Fanime 1. And I'm going to share this because it's a very embarrassing character. My very first character was Iron Will from My Little Pony. I was very much guilty of thinking during that performance. I thought I was going to go in there and be like The Rock because Iron Will was a bull, and I'm going to get the crowd on my side as sort of like the heel-face type hybrid, but everyone hated me, started calling me a bully, and I didn't know where I was going with this because my whole plan was to win the belt, be the good guy, but then all of a sudden everyone hated me, going boo, and then you're trying to think, how do I get back on the good side? No, you gotta just stop thinking, because the moment you think about where your end goal is, I mean, in any show, your end goal is to win the belt one way or the other. If you think that you want to be the good guy, if you think you want to be the bad guy, well, you're already screwing yourself out of possibilities of where you can take your character in the spur of the moment. And that's where you have to sort of learn to adapt to how the audience treats you. And it's not you talking at the audience, it's you having a conversation mid-promo with your audience.
One of my favorite examples of thinking on the fly and not letting your brain dictate is Stone Cold Steve Austin when he won the King of the Ring. You know that promo where he cut Jake the Snake, where he cut a promo on Jake the Snake Roberts. He was doing his promo, and then he sees the signal to wrap it up, and Stone Cold didn't know what to say, so he just said, "And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so." And that was a phrase that stuck with him and sold shirts. I know this sounds like your typical positivity pep coach saying, but it's absolutely true. I believe this in earnest. You do not know about the genius you have inside yourself. It's just most of the time in life we say no to it. We deny it because we're afraid of the consequences. But in wrestling, even to the fan that is not trained to pick up on these cues, audiences are really good at sensing phoniness. They can tell, like, this guy wrote it, this woman's not really feeling it, this person's like, "I'm here to fight for you." "No, you don't. I hate this. Get the F off my stage." They can tell it because we can tell it as an audience. Like, you already saw that with the whole "I'm nervous" thing. Y'all ain't acting coaches. Am I right? If you are, I apologize to any acting coaches. Y'all not. But you knew, right? That didn't feel right. That felt fake. And then you did it well, like that was right. So if you could sense that the people in the back are going to do it too.
G?
Yes.
I think I might be able to add on to what Robert was talking about. Who here has seen the most recent Fanimania? Did anyone here see that? I realize it is in NorCal. Well, who here has seen Infinity War or is aware of what happened? Great. So I run Star-Lord as a face 2 years ago. He loves the CWF and the CWF loves him. Got to the second round. It was pretty good. I committed to do Star-Lord for last Fanimania before Infinity War came out. Yeah, you can see where this is going. Suddenly, Captain America goes on stage, Thanos comes up, and everyone's really mad. And I'm in the back like, oh no. So, and I write. I am very much a head player. I write out my script a year in advance and fine-tune it over time, and then I get on stage, and everyone hates me. I didn't finish my entrance, and they are saying that it was.
Yeah. So I want to put some context. So he comes out to "Come and Get Your Love." The crowds cheer like "Come and get." They're all singing it. The moment the music stops, like, "You effed up! You effed up! You effed up!"
And so I'm on stage now, having just realized they won't have it. I can't make this work. Everything I spent basically a year writing out the window, and suddenly I'm a heel now. And there was, despite the fact that I am very much a head player where I write out, I improvised completely. None of that was pre-planned. I hit on Lashada Decree. We had more female competitors than ever at that CWF, so I was like, now's the time to make Star-Lord a sexist pig. So, yeah, even, you might surprise yourself. Even if you are if you plan a lot, that still at least gets you into the character. There are ways to work with that.
I want to ask, how many people here are worried about, like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know what to say? All right. I'm going to go ahead and Reagan touched on this. In my opinion, there are two types of performers in acting. There are head performers and heart performers. Reagan is a head performer, meaning that he will pre-prep as much things as possible and write it all down, and when things get sidelined, he'll like, okay, I wrote this for that, and if they say this, I wrote this. Other people like Robert are heart performers, where they have an idea, like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna just make sure by the end of this performance that I'm gonna take a shit in a toilet. Which I did.
As Blanca.
As Blanca. How am I gonna get there? I don't know. But I'll get there, hopefully.
Like deep throating a banana, or making him eat poop.
Now, right now, people are asking which one is better, head or heart. And I'm going to say whatever works with you. If you want like what most professional wrestlers believe is they like to do a little bit of both. They'll write down bullet points. Like, these are gonna be my money points. These are my catchphrases. I need to make sure I say this, and this, and this. But how I'm going to do those, how am I gonna say them, how am I gonna integrate them, it's up to me. Other people, like myself included, I go, all right, I just gotta make sure they hate me at the end of the day. And it's good to be, first off, you need to do your prep work, all right? You gotta have an idea of your character. If you understand your character, you will understand where you will go. And that's what I think a lot of cosplayers should be doing in general. Like, you know, I'm gonna cosplay Dio Brando. What's Dio like? He's very majestic. When Dio, how does Dio move? Does he move like a little crunched up? No, it's very slow. It's very methodical. It's very showy. It's very flashy. Does he talk really quick? No, he takes his effing time because he has all of it in the world. And right now, just doing those simple little flourishes, I have built a general blueprint of how I would play Dio. Did you see how just those basic questions are what you should ask yourself. And if you don't know what to say, especially people who go, I'm really bad at improv, if you understand yourself, you don't have to worry about what to say, you would just react. Any questions on that? All right, cool. I hope you all alive. I just want.
So you're talking about being like a heart actor, like a head actor. Is it kind of weird that when I play face, I'm usually heart, but when I do a heel, I'm a lot more in my own head about it?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
No, because here's the thing, when we act, everybody thinks acting is making something out of nothing. It's not. You don't go, okay, I'm just gonna make this new feeling of anger. No, you just correlate the time that you felt similarly, or you take your core personality and you adjust the personality sliders. And where, in your case, your head where? Face or heel?
Head heel.
You're a head heel. That means that your brain is going, this is different, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this. And that's okay. That's reminding you of the person who you are. But there are definitely some bad characteristics about yourself that you want to push forward. So focus on that.
That's exactly what I do. Like, I amp up all the bad things to like 11.
Yeah, you amp up the bad.
Yeah.
I'm an actor. I'm egotistical. I love attention. So when I play Matt Ishida, you know, I don't have to, you know, I like to think I'm kind of humble. Please? No. I like to delude myself that I'm humble.
No.
For the sake of this conversation, I like to think I'm humble. And I use my own insecurities of being egotistical, and I show that. With heels, what makes a heel good, besides the booze, is it's a person you want to hate. Like, this is a person you want to deck in the face. So I show all the ugly parts of me. And I think that's a really difficult thing to do, is in cosplay is very glamour focused, right? Does anyone know what I mean when I say it's glamour focused? Yeah, you show your best part. You take 10 photos, you pick one. You take your photos at the time of day so you're not sweating. You gotta make sure that your costume is all not wrinkled. You want your best foot forward so you can show that to everyone. But we can't do that in performance. If anyone is too perfect in performance, they're not believable. Even John Cena, like Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Mr. I've never turned heel in 10 years, even he shows his flaws. When John Cena loses, like, I lost, I let people down. Oh my God, I am not that good, or I am getting old. He acknowledges that. And what happens? You in the audience go, I hate Cena, but I respect that motivation. Or when, or when Daniel Bryan, like in wrestling, you want to be an ultimate badass, and Daniel Bryan's like, I'm short. Nobody says that in wrestling. That's like acknowledging your weakness. That's like saying, I have uncontrollable diarrhea. You might as well be saying that in the world of professional wrestling. But what happens when he says that? What happens when he says, I'm short and I get beat up a lot? You believe in him. Because you see that too. He's not, denying realities. He's accepting it and making it part of his own character.
I tend to do a lot of that with the fish. Yeah.
Yeah, reality.
Reality too. So, as the fish, I mean, it's already a ridiculous concept, right? I have a reverse mermaid, more or less, right? So, I've made a bunch of fish jokes, and I owned up to it. I mean, I am a freaky fish guy. I surf Cthulhu. I'm part of the army of the seamen of the deep, and I'm gonna wash across the shores, trying to destroy you and implant the seamen in the city and stuff like that. And you just gotta realize, like, it's a ridiculous character, and I'm owning up to that ridiculousness. Whatever character you develop, you kind of just gotta own up to the character and envelop yourself in that character as well.
All right, so I'm gonna a few more points, and then we're gonna open the floor up to you guys. But Robert brings up a really good point. Commitment. Commitment. Does anyone not know what commitment means in terms of performance?
I'd like to ask about
Okay.
that. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Your name?
Jihad.
Jihad. Thank you, Jihad. Commitment in terms of you have to fully invest in what you're saying and who you are. The way I like to think of it is, how many of y'all like to do karaoke? Yeah. Okay. There's three types of karaoke people. There's the people who are really good. We're not going to talk about them. They're really good.
Screw those guys.
Screw those guys. Then there's two examples I have. There's the super drunk person who's butchering every note, probably picked Bohemian Rhapsody, can't sing, but you can't stop watching him or her because they're committed. They don't care. Is this real? Yeah. My ears say no, but my eyes say yes. You can't take your eyes off of them because they believe with all their heart that they are giving a quality performance. You want to be that person. On the opposite side, the person who doesn't commit is the person who kind of sings. They kind of like, somebody once told me the world. And you're like, not even the shy type, they just look sad. Like, why are you here? Why are you, not because you're bad, but you don't enjoy this. Why? Put yourself out of my misery. But you know that type, the person who doesn't project, the person who's just, to Celine Dion. That's not committing. It's better to be bad in a blaze of glory than it is to be mediocre. Commit to your stupidity. Commit to the dumbness. You're already in a wig and spandex. Just own up to it. The time for civilities is over. This is not the time to go, I'm really I don't care. Okay, yeah, you're F off. I want to talk to the world. I want to talk to Sailor Bubba. I do not want to talk to Jim from Best Buy. I see Jim on a daily basis. I come here to get away from Jim or Pam from 7-Eleven. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you.
Yeah, fuck him. I want to interject and say that sometimes why that happens is you get into that flight or fight mode in your head, and you want to retreat back to a spot of safety. And that kind of brings down your performance. It's like you need to kind of adjust the steering wheel on the spot and say, well, the crowd's going one way with my performance, I'm just going to turn the wheel that way as well. So if you wanted to come out as a face, and the crowd is like, I hate you, get off the stage, then let them hate you, because that's gonna advance you. You're like, all right, double down on that. Keep going with the performance that gets you the boos, or keep going with the performance that gets you the yays, the hollering, the crowd participation.
Or you could do the classic, or you could just clap back harder.
There's that too. There is that too.
Eli, I want to bring this segment to you because, not to put you on the spot, oftentimes when we talk, Eli, she had a conversation like, I love competing, and the first round I'm great because I write it, and the second round I hate it, I don't know how to improv. What do I do? And so I'm asking Eli, like as someone who admits struggling on what to say on the fly, what was your method, or what did you do to prepare?
I basically had to admit it to myself, and then my next step was going, my ass looks great, and adrenaline is a hell of a drug. And that sort of gave me the confidence to just go, okay, let's do whatever.
Oh, no, keep going.
So, actually, for this past Fanime, past round 2, I don't really remember most of it because I was just so on adrenaline and improvising everything that I was like, ah! And I rewatched it and I went, I could never write something that good because I was just letting adrenaline speak for me, honestly.
And I'm sure Daniel and I have felt the same wave whenever we get at or near the championship. We just ride the wave. Whatever you say, the crowd is going to eat it up. I mean, I remember when I faced Daniel's Yamayugi as a fish, you called me they called me a seaman, or you called me a...
Yeah, basically, Freaky Fish Guy was stolen from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged Series, so I said, okay, that's a little copyright infringement from my show, so I'm going to rename him right now. Audience, the owner helped me rename him. So I'm like, this side yell, I don't even know if I should say
I think it was like Stinky Fish something.
Stinky Fish something. So like Stinky Fishy or something like that.
And then everyone started yelling Seaman.
Yeah.
And then I just ran with it. I mean, you just gotta like, you ride the wave. And Eli, Daniel, and I have just ridden that wave before. And you just, whatever you say at that point, the audience is gonna eat it up.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen.
And it succeeds. It succeeds.
This is the fun part because we're actually going to allow people here to do some promos. So who is interested in doing this? Or does anybody want a sample promo? Does anyone want a sample promo just to get everybody in the spirits? Does
You guys want a sample promo?
Wait, who would you like it from?
I want it from Wes.
Oh, Mr. Dangerous.
Return of Mr.
I'm on the cameraman.
All right.
I am not prepared.
This is okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of live coaching with Jaime. In the meantime, I want everybody here to like try to think of a character. It doesn't have to be what you're dressed up as right now. If it's a cosplay character, or it could be an original character like I'm Sweaty Otaku. I don't care. Just come up with a name. All right, and we'll see. So, Jaime, who will you be promoting as?
I'll be promoting as Mr. Satan.
All right, so let's do this. So Jaime, go ahead, assume, get into the body position of Mr. Satan. So Jaime's obviously not mentally here, so he's going to stand as Mr. Satan. Cool. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, what topic should I ask Mr. Satan in terms of wrestling related? Something, shoot something out.
Roman Reigns.
Okay, all right. Okay, I got this. Now, Jaime, go ahead, keep that tension there, don't let it drift. It takes a lot of mental energy to be here and concentration. So, what Jaime should be doing is, he's not going to be thinking of his answer. You better not be thinking of your answer, because I'm going to sabotage it by asking him a question. And in the moment, with all this prep, with his stance and his mental ability and knowing what his character is, he's just going to go off. So I'm going to say, Jaime! Oh, hi there, CWF Universe. I am here with Mr. Satan. How are you feeling today?
Let me tell you something.
Oh, Mr. Satan, I love you. Just a simple hi would be nice.
You dare interrupt me as I'm going through my promo? Is this your first day on the job? Who hired this monkey? Huh? Let me tell you something right now, and this is the truth.
To that.
I will defeat Roman Reigns. I will bury him alive. He is the Yamcha of the WWE. He has a Cyberman's chance in hell of defeating the greatest, the #1 under the heavens, the World Tenkaichi Champion, Mr. Satan!
All right, so let's play analysis right now. Who? Your name, please? Yeah, at the time. Daniel, what'd you notice about that promo? And you can't just say, it was good.
Very exuberant, like he's pushing himself out to everyone.
Good. Anybody else got any observations? In the back of the hat. Your name?
David.
David. Hey, David. What's up? Welcome. David, what'd you notice?
I noticed his interactions with you. He's took the mic. He called you out on interrupting him.
Yeah, see, I didn't write that. I was expecting something, and I went, F it, go, bro. That's good. We were talking about that. Go with it. Any other observations?
Very electrifying.
Very electrifying. In what way? Now, this is a common trap we fall under. We say it's good. It's like this. What do you mean? Because when we understand how to evaluate things, we can evaluate ourselves and put them into our own performance. So, electrifying in what way?
Passionate.
Right. Commitment. You believe in what he said. Akiko.
His research, thank you. His research was so committed to memory that it just spewed out of you. Like it was part of you. That's where it really came from. It was so great.
Yeah. Pro tip. Enter as characters you actually like.
Yeah. I can tell.
Any other observations?
You were very toe forward. It appeared almost like you were so vamped up you were ready to jump off the stage floor.
All right, cool. Thank you for it. Thank you. Give it up. All right. So, who wants to be our first promo person? Wait, someone said I'll go?
You've been waiting for this.
Come on.
Persona 5 Arena starts now!
All right, so who are you going to cut a promo? All right, now this is going to help you a lot. What is going to be your ring name?
Oh man.
Don't think, just say something.
All right. Bear Suplexer.
All right. Okay.
Bear Suplexer.
Love it. All right. Oh, for everyone, I'm just going to ask you a simple question and you're just going to riff. Just assume your stance. Just get into that. I am here with the one and only Bear Suplexer looking to win CWF Gold. Bear Suplexer, why do you think you deserve the championship belt?
I fought bears stronger than any of these wrestlers before. Let me tell you something. I have eaten too much protein for this day to go unwarranted. Okay, I'm going to win this thing easily.
All right,
yeah.
Good.
I got nothing else.
Good.
That's it for now.
So, I definitely saw the physical commitment, but I think your brain was holding you back. You were kind of doing the, I don't know what I'm doing smile. So, pretty much all I have to say is the foundation was there. You just needed to unlock this.
Right.
You could have said like, I ate too much protein today, and you know what the best source of protein is? Bears, which I've been suplexed in! All right, anybody else? Who wants to try? Who wants to try? Go on. Well, we're not out of here till 12:30, so I can't.
You're doing a promo.
Yeah, y'all doing a promo.
Come on, somebody. Or I'll start picking people.
I got a lead in my backpack.
Hey, just real quick, Serge Cola in the back, a former competitor.
Wait, what?
I was thinking about going up.
Come on.
All right, go. Go to the restroom. So if people, how many of you want to try but are afraid? Hands up. That is all the justification you need.
He's got to try.
No, just here. All right. Let me clear the air a bit. There's no such thing as failure here, right? This is a educational environment. We understand that there will be imperfections, and we don't care. What we care about is honest effort. And who knows, you might be, maybe you're not as good as you want it to be, but definitely you're going to be a lot better than you feared. But this is the time. If you want to try, the CWF shows are getting a little bit rowdy. Here's the place where everybody's on equal footing. We don't care. We will support you. We will let you do it. So if you have just the tiny littlest voice that says, I want to be up there, why don't you listen to it? So with that said, who wants to get up here? Come on. Yeah, all right.
There we go.
Okay, so why don't you tell everybody in the audience your ring name? Now, if you want to cut a promo, just letting you guys know, since we're all not in outfits, if anyone wants to cut a promo as a character, like, oh, I'm going to be Ash Ketchum, just say you're Ash Ketchum. All right, just letting you know. Okay, so can I get your ring name, please?
Filthy Frank.
CWF is 18 up. Yes, this isn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the one and only Filthy Frank. Filthy Frank, what do you have to say to the other competitors out there who want to take you out?
All I have to say to all you Neanderthals is I have more chromosomes than all of you. I've beaten Chin Chin. I've beaten the pink guy.
Turn it up.
It's time to stop letting the rest of you win. I'm the filthiest, grossest, chain-smokingest champ you've ever had.
Filthy Frank! Filthy Frank! Filthy Frank! Filthy Frank! Filthy Frank!
I want to comment one thing that he did that was actually really good that he did. I noticed that he's like, I am the filthiest, dirtiest. Like he paused, but then he added to it, and then he made it a list, so you could just exuberate on it. So it might have been like, I don't know what I'm gonna say next, because I've done that before, but you made it great. So I just want to say props. Good job.
That was really good. I definitely tell that you like the character. I loved how you used the voice and how you were projected to the audience. My only critique was you had this kind of left leg back here, which meant that was just representing part of you that wasn't wanting to fully jump off the cliff. But you know, for a first time, that was amazing. That was dirty. All right, who wants to ask? Who wants to get up here? Blue shirt. All right, blue shirt.
Yeah, welcome.
All right, cool. Why don't you tell everybody your ring name?
Curry Fries Cody.
Curry Fries Cody. Okay, get in your stance. Come on, get out. I am here with the one and only Curly Fries Cody, and I say, Curly Fries Cody, why should you be the next CWF champion?
Well, my name is Curry Fries Cody, and I should be the next CW champion because I guarantee I can chug more beers than all these sons of bitches in the bank.
I mean, them.
All right. So, also, I can pack my lip more than any of you could. What else can I do? I can probably throw a football farther than all you could. And in general, I'm better than all of you.
All right, Curry Fry or Curry Fry? Curry Fry? Okay, Curry Fry. Let's do a little character work. So, not to be too harsh, what did you guys notice about this promo?
He stood a lot like this.
That's on purpose. I'm trying to be southern.
Someone said it the best. Who said matter of fact? Yeah, it was a very matter of fact promo in terms of we can hear you talk about how great you are, but we want to see that. Now, obviously, we can't see you toss a football. Tell me a little bit about Curry Fry Cody.
He's a southern gentleman that really likes his curry fries and really likes his PBR.
So is he a heavyset guy? Does Cody like to eat?
Oh yes.
All right, so let's do this. In wrestling, we want to exaggerate things. So with Cody, like this was a good chance. I want you to rub that belly. Like I want you to you just had a meal like this. Yeah, go ahead. No, go. I know it's dumb. I'm doing it with you, okay? Okay. I look dumb too because buttons. I got you. Buttons are still buttoned up. All right, so do that. Now, what you had? What was that big meal?
I had a nice roasted chicken.
All right, with what?
Side curly fries.
All right, the curly fries had sauce. Did they have sauce?
Of course, they're cooked.
Okay. I want you to curly fry cook. Get into that. Let's wind in that stance. Put that belly up. Lick that salt and ketchup right from your lips. Give it to me. Now I want you to feel that. Go ahead. Now stay in that headspace. Hit that. Now I want you. We're gonna do that promo again. Now keeping that. Keep moving. Get your vote here. Don't be thinking about it. All right. Now does you see a little bit more of that personality come through?
Got some
You're going to.
Swagger.
What's your name? Your actual name?
Tom.
Tom. What's your favorite thing in the world to eat?
Pizza.
Pizza. All right. Now stay in that headspace. Stay in that headspace. Tom, I want you to go ahead and we're going to answer that question again, but I want you to talk about the CWF title. Like it is the best 5-star world-class pizza in the world, and it's yours. Okay? Now get in that space. Curry Fries Cody here, looking to take CWF gold. Curry Fries
So my wife can come home and I can show her my nice belt and she can make me a 5-course curry fries meal and I will eat it all just off that freaking belt, alright? And I will check all the PBR off that freaking belt. I'm gonna wear that belt around my nice full belly and I'm gonna show it to the damn world.
I apologize for doing that, but that was a wonderful opportunity to do some workshop. You needed it. You needed it. But did you see how... What makes a promo good is a promo needs a motivation. The first promo felt a little aimless. I'm good, you're not. Okay, sure, even Kurt Hawkins says that. But now did you see with that second one, it had... Any observations on that second promo compared to the first?
He lived the character.
Yeah, he lived it. You saw that. You saw that. He had that like I just got out of like a buffet look on. Like I feel that.
A 5-star meal. Right?
Yeah, I had 5-star meal. What did you notice? There was more feeling because he took the time to have this dance. He had motivation. I didn't say belt. He didn't view the belt like a belt. He viewed it like a snack. And
like a silver platter.
Yeah, it's a silver platter. That's what he would probably, if he won the belt, he would eat like chicken on top of it.
Yeah.
And then lick the belt clean.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Literally drinking beer.
Yeah, literally drinking beer.
Off of it, just pouring it.
But do you see, you gotta take it that step further. If it was my critique, the first one didn't have commitment. Okay, I saw a big guy who likes food. Let's amp it up. Because most likely, when you think you're going too far, you haven't. Everybody usually undershoots the audacity meter. Okay, cool. Next.
That was the only thing that I would add to that is a little more bombastic speech, so you're making more impact.
You're more bombastic, or even go harder on the southern drawl. That way you get to talk less, because I'm curved fries Cody, and the code to success is a beer and a chicken dinner, and a long stay in the bathroom right after.
That's some really fast shit.
What?
Nothing.
All right, anyone else? All right.
I had a question.
Question.
What goes into the training process for teaching people how to throw a fake punch or how to like grab?
There's no wrestling. None. No.
Your point.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is wrestling? Not wrestling. We don't wrestle. It's all promos.
The best part of wrestling.
It's the best part of wrestling. I can't afford the insurance. All right, anyone else? Who else wants to try? All right, yeah, you've been doing it. You get a lot of original characters.
Good.
Wait, was Curry Fried Cody like a persona you used before?
Her nephew gave me that name.
Keep it. Keep it, that's gold. All right.
2019 Zero Chicken.
Okay, you got it. Your wrestling name?
He's a character from the greatest anime of all time, Hank Hill.
So let's get some transformation. Okay. All right, Hank Hill, let's go ahead. Stand how you think Hank Hill would stand. I want you to see the people. Now, we're going to do something in anime like they call image training. So, how do you see the CWF universe? Like, where are we?
Well, let me tell you.
Oh, no, that was me asking you. You don't have to be Hank yet. Where are we at in your headspace, Hank?
Oh, it's a great...
No kayfabe. No kayfabe. I just want to ask, okay?
Yeah.
You, what's your name, not?
Berto.
Berto. Where would you think Hank Hill would feel most comfortable in? We're not a wrestler. Where do you think he would be?
In a... What was it?
Strictly appropriate.
Okay, we're in strictly appropriate. Or I was thinking since you had the beer can.
The beer alley.
The beer fan.
The alley.
The alley. So we're gonna be in the alley, right? So we're to help you. We're not in a panel room. We're in your backyard. Yeah. All right. So seeing where we are and how we treat the ring will also influence how we talk to the audience. If I think I'm at Strickland, if he thinks he's at Strickland Propane, it's going to be a business pitch. If he thinks it's his backyard, I would say the backyard because that's where he says everybody's going to kick their asses. it's gonna bring a whole new energy, right?
Yeah.
So get some.
I would like to interject a little bit. You also imagine, since this is the alleyway, you're staring right at Con. And you hate
Okay, so we're gonna do this. Alright, you ready? We are here with the one and only greatest propane seller, Hank Hill. Now, Hank Hill, some people say that you can't even sell propane properly. How can you even sell a wrestling match? What do you say to that?
Well, to be honest, I've been selling propane and propane accessories for 20 years. And let me tell you something, that boy ain't right.
But just keep going, keep going.
Every night, I'm in the alleyway with Bill, Boomhauer, and Dale. But this Sunday, I'll be having one beer, all right, and a championship belt in the other, because after that, I will be kicking his ass. And I tell you what. I'm selling propane, but I will bring the pro in propane. What? I'm selling propane. What? I'll tell you what, and he'll be saying, whoa.
Okay, now Hank Hill's a very risky character choice because Hank Hill is not known for his crazy mannerism. So what do? You either pull a Daniel and take someone who's not crazy and make him crazy, or you just commit to all of his tricks. So I would see like a Hank Hill is kind of like maybe playing him like the IRS or Zeb Coulter or you get what I'm saying.
Zeb Coulter.
Yeah, Zeb Coulter.
You have an orange hat and glasses, but why?
Might not Dale, I know, but but I basically live as Hank Hill because my father looks like Hank Hill, but he's the Mexican version of Hank Hill.
So like Juan Hill or something?
So you're Bobby.
True. As a kid, I looked like Bobby.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to give it a shot? Anyone else?
I was waiting for propane. What? More propane.
What?
More propane. More propane.
I'm gonna turn you over like a butane grill, I'll tell you what. Butane is a bastard. Butane is a bastard substance, just like how you're a bastard wrestler. You are the butane of the CWF. You see, now you explore your content. Anyone else?
Come on, Jake.
WCW shirt? You came back from the bathroom, right?
Oh, not me. Oh.
Yes! I'm pointing at you! Oh, no, you get up here.
Time is up.
Good.
Your time is now.
Yeah.
But we do see you.
But do you guys see? These are people who've never done this before, and already brilliance is coming. Brilliance is coming out of their mouths. There are ideas, there are characters, there's potential here. You already had it. I didn't put this in you. You already had this. All right, cool. What's your wrestler name?
Well, you know what I am.
No, no, I don't. Tell these people. Your wrestler name. Don't think. Just
The guy in green.
What? The guy in green?
So I want to sort of keep it in case I do.
Okay, the guy in green.
You've seen me before.
All right.
So that's all.
All right, so we got the guy in green, the big green machine comes in to CW. The guy in green, why do you think you got what it takes to be here?
Well, let me start off saying this. I had an idea to come into Federation. Problem is, you guys said, "Oh no, you gotta tell me what you want to basically." Well,
no, don't think. Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
You guys basically held me back, saying I was not good for the company.
Talk to the audience.
Talk to the audience.
So basically, I said, "Fine, I'm too good for you."
Keep the microphone
So I
right
kept
here.
going away. And I just figured, hey, I'm gonna turn myself, see how I am. Got some chess. Chess is way too easy for me. I think it's time for me to make my debut at the Federation. Because I've been held back by the big companies, the big boys. 12 years, or I think it was 17, I can't remember. But wow. But I'm back. And people want me back. It's just sometimes they just want to push me back. Push me back. But you know that I'm not going to stay down. Because I've seen all these phonies and things you would never see come and go through the Federation. I've been in the back, observing, seeing what it takes to get, and I've seen them come and go. and I see ratings are dropping. So I think it's time to make my debut and show myself and see, can the company hold and even need my help now with the ratings dropping as they are now. And hey, even if I get a title, that's just one accomplishment. I can see they're gonna need me for my help.
All right, guys, great. All right, cool. So one thing, make sure when we have promos, even though you're answering a question, you want to talk to the audience, because they're your lifeblood. Right. And what I noticed in your promo style, it reminds me a lot of Razor Ramon and Jake the Snake Roberts. How they didn't need to yell or be bombastic. Because once you got to the midway, everybody here was like, oh, this sounds interesting. Because it's not being forced down our throat. So there's a lot of that coolness in there. One thing that Scott Hall learned from Vince McMahon was when he played Razor Ramon is that he talked slow. And then he made sure that everyone listened and heard every single word that he said.
Wow. It's funny, the promo I wait years in the works. The promo was in the years in the works. And it's just, I had to find the right time and the right opportunity. Like right now, shoot, like you guys are doing this, and it's like you guys need help. I just thought, well, it's time for me to try to get away from that stage right now.
Dang.
I still need to work with my, I think the only thing that slows me down is like if I'm not really good at, like you do, like throwing back at you, like, oh.
That's why you just don't stop thinking. But hey, it takes a lot of guts to be up here. So show the green machine some love. All right, anyone else? Anyone? All right, the blue.
Yeah! Blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt.
You remember this guy?
No.
All right. Okay. So, why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Billy Mays.
Excuse me. Of course. Okay. Did we all get it out of our system? All right. I am here with the one and only Billy Mays, who is ready to compete at Fanime. Billy Mays, do you think you got what it takes to be the next CWF champion?
Yes, Billy Mays here with another fantastic product. It's me. You see all this? You see all these muscles? You see all these biceps? Right here. These biceps will give you headlocks for days. But wait, there's more. You see these thighs right here? Billy Mays gives you the leg drop of the century. I'll pin you 1, 2, 3 to be the next CWF champion, and that's the Billy Mays guarantee. For one easy payment of $9.99.
Okay. Let's put on critics' hats. Why did that work?
He became Billy Mays.
He became Billy Mays. Any other point wrestlers? Why did that work?
He used the catchphrases that like everyone knows.
Leaned into the bit.
Yeah, he leaned into, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of expectations a character brings, right? You're not going to be Dio and not say the world. You're not going to be Terminator and not say hasta la vista baby. You're not going to cosplay as Killer Bee and not rap, right? Oh yeah. A lot of these characters have built-in expectations and personas that you just gotta lean into. The great thing about the CWF is when you pick a character, 80% of the writing is done for you. The other 20% is how it gets done. But oh god damn, that Billy Mays was. You better enter soon with that. Yes. Okay, anyone else? Anyone? All right, yeah.
Blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt.
All right, cool. Let's give you a wrestler name.
The Ultimate Gamer.
The Ultimate Gamer. Oh, okay. The Ultimate Gamer. Here we go. All right. I am here with the one and only Ultimate Gamer. Ultimate Gamer, people deny both your wrestling and your gaming abilities. What do you say to your critics out in the audience?
Well, first I want to say, I came to CWF for a reason, because I know that they have the best competition out there. But the thing is, no matter how great the competition at CWF is, they're just men. They're just men wrestling other men and women. Me, I'm more than just a man. I've beaten gods with my bare hands. I've saved the Lilac system single-handedly. I've stolen every heart in Tokyo. And more importantly, I have a 30-day win streak on Wii Fit. I am better than everyone out there, and this is just one more leaderboard for me to take over. And once I get back with that CWF Championship belt, I'm going to have the finest chicken tenders waiting for me when I get back to feast on. So I have one thing to ask each and every person that I'm going to face in that ring. Do you have the code that it's going to take to beat me?
Oh. Ultimate Gamer! That was great. So, the writing is there. The motivation is there. It just needs to come out a little bit more. I think what your promo was, the missing ingredient in your promo was a reference. In acting, we always believe in references. Who are you gonna be? Super Mario, for example, he based his Mario persona off of Ted DiBiase and Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you have a blueprint in your head, an idea in your head, then you will have the performance feel less generic, it gives it that pop. And I say this because the writing, that was good. That was really good, focused writing. I can see it. Please apply soon. All right, anyone else? Anyone else? You've been staring at me a lot.
Do it.
Yeah! You guys want to go over there? Oh shoot! You see that? You see how he just changed the way you walk? What's your ring name?
My name is Kazuma Kiryu, the dragon of Dojo.
That's right. I just needed that moment. Kazuma Kiryu, the dragon of Dojima, is here at the Cosplay Wrestling Federation. Kazuma Kiryu, why do you think you can take over the CWF?
Because I've taken over entire clans before. I've defeated the dragon of Osaka, the dragon of Kansai.
Use your body more. You're in your head. Keep going.
I've saved lives before, running to the doctor despite being interrupted by rude pedestrians.
All right, I'm just gonna pause. Not because you're bad.
I was kind of in.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Audience, what do you notice with his hands?
They're not doing it.
No, more than that, no, they are doing something. What do you notice with the hands? They're twitching.
Yeah.
You know what that means? Your body wants to move them. Let it. Right. Just go. Just do it.
But I'm telling you right now, I'm really pissed off.
Yeah.
You're all in such bad luck to run into me. I've taken 20 shots, barely felt it before.
Keep going. You got this. You got this. You got it, right?
I dropped people right onto the pavement, picked them up, and swung them at others.
Nice.
It's just what I do. When I win that belt, I'm going to go back to Kamurocho. I'm going to get all of the money, and I'm going to make it rain from the top of the Millennium Tower once again.
Around the midway point when you started doing the swinging, you got more comfortable.
Yeah.
And when you got more comfortable, they started believing in you. So, yeah, you don't have to stop yourself.
Right.
It's hard. I know, I make it sound easy. It's difficult. Your brain's like going, but it took a lot of guts. Thanks for doing that, man.
Thank you.
So I actually actually have a little tick too when I'm on stage. If I want to do something, you may see me like kind of like if I have energy but I don't know what to do, I'll kind of like pace back and forth. If there's any sort of motion in your body, that adds a lot more to your character. And honestly, that's almost the exact same character as Joe Taro, really, just in a business suit instead. So I completely understand the character, and that's something that I would do. Joe Taro just poses a lot more, so that's why I was him instead of that.
I really liked your impression. It reminded me of Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is Cosmo Kiryu. Where's my dog? Essence of acting. Anyone else? Anyone else?
So Jihad.
Jihad?
I'm inspired, but wait.
Just go with it.
Who's your favorite anime?
Stay in it. No, I mean, stay your inspiration. Keep that.
Okay.
Head over here. Head over here.
Actually, no.
No, don't second guess. Don't just go with it.
Don't think, just do.
Just do. Can I get your ring name, please?
Gilgamesh.
Oh. Wait, the fake Gilgamesh?
The fact that you have to ask, mongrel, tells me much too much about how uncultured you are. Get off of my stage! Oh my.
Take it for a walk.
This is the belt, isn't it? This? I haven't seen this before. It's a bit of a shame, really. Who says they have this?
Back off, loser.
Back off, thief. Every treasure under the sun is mine, including that belt.
Yeah.
And I'll see it taken from you. Hey, now we're both here.
That is running with an idea. Did you have any idea you were going to do any of that?
Actually, no.
Good!
That is with the heart.
That is with the heart. We have an act in performance. There is two classifications. There's competent, incompetent, and conscious and subconscious. When most of us are trying to be consciously competent, meaning you're good and you know why, but in reality the best one is subconsciously competent, where you're good and you just don't know what you did. That is an example of subconsciously competence. So I just wanted to give you, that was a lot of great things you did. You talked to the people, you used the belt, you blew me off. Like, I was actually gonna go and you just did it and I just ran off the stage. You called me a mongrel, I'm offended, but I loved it.
I thought I could use that.
No, it's good. It's great. No, that was great.
Great. Amazing. The personality change was a whole 180. Because immediately when you asked, did you plan any of that? No. It was completely different. You did a great job.
Yeah.
But Jihad brings up a good point, where our characters, the best way I view a character is that it's our shield. They're not booing me. I'm not an idiot. I'm not filling up. It's Gilgamesh. It's Mr. Hiki. It's Matt Ishida. It's Jotaro. They're in front of me. I'm fine. They can boo that all I want because that's the character taking it, not the person. All right, anyone else want to cut a promo?
No.
There's somebody here rocking some mighty fine CWF merchandise.
Do it! Do it! Do it now! Oh, yeah!
That is the number one hype man right there.
It works, brother. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Beowulf from ALA. So, who are you going to cut promo as?
Beowulf.
All right, just crowd. Beowulf, we see you not emerge victorious in ALA. What are you going to do that's different for Anime Expo?
Ladies
year, and this year only, while I'm still here on the South Coast, I present to you my Annie of the Stars will be debuting tonight with me. Or not tonight, Sunday, Saturday? When is it? I have a lot going on this weekend. I just met with a few tag teams last night. So, if you've been to Maverick Pro Wrestling, I met with Doomfly. They are fantastic.
Oof, my voice.
Keep talking, just keep talking. Back to AX.
Back to AX. Pleasure to meet the champ, who I have not seen before. Pleasure. Pleasure.
You're thinking, just go for it.
I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and it is for that belt. Because my time here is short. This is my last convention while I'm here in California. This is the last chance I have while I'm here. Thankfully, and I mean thankfully, my Annie has given me the connections that I need to compete wherever, whenever I want now in the coming years. Beowulf debuted this year, and Beowulf is here to stay forever with CWF. I will always remember my roots. When I go out to the East Coast, I'm going to be a member of the Good Brothers Dojo. I'm going to get my name out there, and I'm going to let everyone know where I started. And where I started is the CWF.
Oh man, that kind of got me right here, guys.
That turned really personal. But that was good. It takes a lot to show those vulnerabilities and to admit that. And because of that, we were hooked, right guys? Yeah! All right, can I get the next one? Anyone else who wants to try cutting a promo? We've seen Gilgamesh, Beowulf, Akihiko, Billy Mays. Filthy Franks. Anyone?
Curry fry.
What? Curry fries, green guy. Anybody else? Sir, in their overalls. You want to cut a promo?
Not yet.
Yeah! Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly Jim. Get me 2x4.
That's Hacksaw Jim.
Hacksaw Jim.
Wait. All right. Now, before you start, what's your name?
My name is Aaron.
Aaron. All right, Aaron. Aaron, what's your ring name?
OCD Larry.
All right. Okay. We are here with OCD Larry at Los Angeles. OCD Larry, do you think you got what it takes to be the CWF champion?
CWF champion? What's that? You know, all I know is I see a very shiny belt over there. Very pretty lady with some great purple hair. But you know what? All these people, they do not have a chance against me whatsoever. But you know what? You got a really good looking red shirt on there, sir. But yeah, these people can't understand me. Well, can't understand me at all, I guess not. But one thing they cannot do is beat me in that ring. But that's a cool looking speaker right there. I'm going to be the #1 champion here at the next CWF Federation. And look at that score right there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, nobody can get me. I'm going to be the #1 champion ever.
That was a promo with commitment. Look at that. I see you in the front row. You want to try?
Go, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Have you already been planning to talk? We're going to change that. All right. Ring name.
The best of all cruises.
Wait, who?
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. Terry Crews. Okay, you're looking a little pale, Mr. Crews. Just be respectful. All right, I am here with Terry Crews at the CWF. Terry Crews, why do you want to be here?
I want to be here because, look at that. Look down. Look up. What is that you see? The championship belt over my shoulder. It is a natural thing. It will happen soon. You don't think so yet? Just keep looking away. And then look back at me. Because you see this. And you see that. And there's more where this came from. I have 6 more down here I can put back.
That
Like the original ones.
Anyone else? How about you? No. You trying to doing the world's slowest matrix dodge? Do it. You sure?
We need
All
more
right.
ladies. We need more ladies. Come
on, Jim.
Before you go up, I just want to say, hey, if you don't feel comfortable being up here, that's A-okay. That's A-okay. We don't ever want to force you. Maybe. All right. Your ring name?
Oh, Eliza.
That's your ring name? All right. Making sure. Okay. I am here with Eliza at the Cosplay Wrestling Federation. Eliza, what do you have to say to the people who doubt your abilities?
Let me show you. All right, Annie. This is for you, baby. Listen here, when Beowulf gets sick of your little good girl act, and he actually wants to be the champion, he'll come running to me. Ooh. Watch out, baby. See ya.
That reminds me of like Selena Gomez.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yes, question. Answer.
Oh, that was counter question. When it comes to your performances, how much brainstorming, how much board planning do you guys do before events like that?
Anime Expo is 1 month after Fanime. So literally, when I get knocked out of round 2 at Fanime, I start thinking about my next show. Like, okay, I just lost, so I'm gonna bring this up for the AX show. Like, Franziska beat me, so how can I bring this back in my favor? And then so we have some people who are just like, I just wrote my thing 3 days ago. And it does show sometimes.
Yeah, so like every person here has a different way of how they storyboard things. You come up with an idea of what character you're intending to go as. So say if I went as Blanca. So, I mean, as Blanca, what can I work with? I mean, he's from Brazil, he's a green, kind of goblin-like electrifying creature, and I'm going to work with that. I mean, I'm going to utilize that creature, and how do I want to portray the character? Like, do you want to try and do it as face? Do you want to try and do it as heel? You may not end up as a face or a heel at the end of the show, but how do you want to go in as it, first and foremost? I mean, for me, personally, it's usually, the way I do my first promo, and the first promo is usually the most important one that you're trying to push forward, is I try to create a story. I introduce who I am, the substance of what I am, and my ultimate goal, which is getting the CWF belt. But other people have different methods in how they want to perform the first promo, because the first promo is your introduction to the audience.
Yeah, and I just wanted to offer the flip side to that. I didn't know I was going to be able to make it to this con until last Friday. So I've had like a week. I don't know what I'm doing. It's kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Whenever I have a new competitor, I have them answer 3 questions. Why are you here? Who are you? No, wait. I forgot my questions. It's wait, no. Yeah, why are you here? Why do you think you can't? Why do you want to win? And what makes you think you have what it takes to win? And if you answer those 3 questions, you'll be good.
I was gonna say my method of doing it. Usually, I don't really plan ahead. I usually do it hours before the show, or once I actually get to the panel show. I've only tried once to write my promo. That was actually for my first Fanime, which is the one that just passed in San Jose. And the way I wrote it was actually on the drive up. So I used the motivation of driving for 7 hours to San Jose to be like, all right, I'm in a really shitty mood. I'm alone. How could I turn this into a promo for Mr. Satan? So I was just like, when I got there, I'm like, yeah, my flight wasn't comped, so I had to drive here like everybody else. And I'm just really fucking pissed off, you know, and just kind of went language. Sorry, language. But it just kind of came from there. And it worked to some extent, and to some of it didn't, because while I was trying to write it in my head, it wasn't really resonating with the audience, because you know, they're like, well, what if we live local?